And also, we have the Daily Nation with Munene. And of course, I will ask my panelists to weigh in on this editorial cartoons as well. Right, we can see Gade and Sonko there going down the tubes. Going down the tubes here, and we can see it's all about politics, the Mark and Maya. And the people that we can see here is the Nairobi candidate, gubernatorial candidate, I should say, and the running mate. Remember, no swimming gear, no lifeguard, nothing. And we're talking about leadership and integrity. And this is Igade coming from the corporate sector, now being ushered into the Mark and Maya of politics. Before we took a short break, let me also allow Ambassador Orie Rogo-Manduli to join us this morning and just weigh in on this particular editorial cartoon that is here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Right.
Good morning.
Right, you looking at this particular cartoon, we're talking about leadership and integrity this morning. How would you weigh in?
I think the person who that cartoon speaks louder than words. That cartoon speaks louder than words. It is what Nairobians must be ready for. And I'm saying that because it is not possible at all. It's not just possible. I can't see that. First of all, I don't see that Sonko is going to allow Igade to take charge. I don't see that, and I'm repeating it. Mm-hmm. A politician does not go through what they go through, then they have somebody coming in and telling them, I'm doing it for you. Mm-hmm. And I think Nairobians should be ready for a lot of bickering and a lot of tantrums. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Right. Let's hear from Miguna Miguna.
You see, the most interesting thing about that cartoon is that it's not just that they are going into Maya and Mark. They are also coming from Maya and Mark. They themselves are swimming in garbage, and they are going into more garbage. But so that depicts.
We might excuse Igade. It's not really coming in the Maya and
Mark. No. Yeah. But I'm saying that the cartoonist is not saying that they are clean. He is showing that even where they are coming from, there is Mark and Maya.
I get it.
And if you look at their backgrounds, I'm not really. I don't think that you can easily say that someone who has been a director of Uchumi, which has gone bust, is necessarily clean. So just because somebody has been a CEO doesn't mean that they are clean because of the word CEO. There are many people who have bankrupted the state corporations that they have been associated with.
Right.
So the cartoonist is quite right. I don't think Nairobi is ready for that. Nairobi is already choking in garbage. We don't need more garbage.
Okay, let's hear from Alice Wahome.
I think we have to give the two a fair chance to the gubernatorial seat. Although when I look at the cartoon, it looks like the body language of the two is totally different. I'm looking at the body language of Mheshimiwa Honorable Sonko and the one of Igade. I think Igade is quite shocked, and Sonko is daring him to go. I think he's not sure that he will go. So, but it means it's the huge task that they have if they were to get. I think the garbage represent the huge task also that they have to deal with if they actually go through these elections as a team.
Kimani Wamatangi.
Well, I think we have to acknowledge that that Sonko now is an accomplished politician now. I mean, he's been in politics for quite a while as the member of parliament for Kandara, and now and also as the senator for Nairobi. So we can't deny the fact that he's got his good share of experience in politics. And see, also Debarl, the experience that one has in leading various enterprises like Igade has had, from where he is right now at Vivo Energy to being the chairman of KEPSA and many other institutions. He's had his own challenges too. And let no one cheat you that corporate life is not as messy sometimes as politics is. And if you are to weigh on a scale of what are challenges in both political careers and corporate careers. I would tell you the scale and the intensity of challenges is largely the same. And I don't think, in my own view, that the two gentlemen will be getting into that and really get overwhelmed. The question will be the kind of competition that they're going to be having or they're facing. The competition that they have, the two of them and the Kidero Mweke duo. That should be the issue, because you see now the two teams to have balanced in what would have been odd to this one and a minus to the other one.
Thank you.
At least they seem to have balanced.
Right.
So definitely what you expect is a big deal now.
All right, let's hear from Kiptoo very quickly.
The picture speaks simple. Our politics is always that way in terms of there's been a notion that our political arena is a dumping site for any crook around. That is number one. That is why you'd understand why we have that concept of a garbage. Secondly, there's also the notion that politics is a dirty game, which I beg to differ in a small way. It is rough and tumble, just like any other. There are so many intrigues. That's a fact. And I think the picture is simple. It's like Sonko is warning Igathe that welcome to the arena and see how this played out. Nairobi, to be specific, is whereby all manner of tricks have to be pulled from the bag for you to get it. If you look at the trajectory of Sonko since he became a Kandara MP, the rough and tumble that he's underwent up to where he is, I think that would explain why in the picture he looks comfortable and tells Igathe that there's no lifeguard, simply because you either get it or nothing. So that explains. I think the picture speaks something like that.
All right. Let's move on quickly and we see what we have in the Standard, right? Let me just try and put up. This is actually what we, in the People Daily, before we go to the Standard, the maize debate, which has been, politicized, and you can see Wanjiku standing on that maize come there saying, should I call it the amazement politics? This is what we have. And you can see they're torn asunder there, of course, pulling every which way with the Jubilee side and the NASA side as well. Let's hear from Ambassador Rogo.
The maize farmer.
Yeah, you're a maize farmer. Yeah, how is it? And you've been following the politics of
yes.
maize.
The politics of maize is really very murky. The politics of maize, and I'm involved I'm at the center of it because I'm one of the, I think, major maize growers in Trans Nzoia. It is dirty. Right now, I must tell you that I sold my maize at the beginning of the year for a song. I gave it away to middlemen who are now stocking it and waiting for the prices to be hiked up so that they can make the killing. It is sad that the maize farmer gets poorer by the day, by the year. It is very sad. We can't keep, the maize farmer cannot keep their maize up till now because they have to prepare. They have also to prepare for the next crop. You remember that, I want you to know that in Trans Nzoia now we are actually weeding our maize. Some have finished weeding and we are top dressing. So there's no way we could wait to get this beautiful price that is being offered now. So a lot of us just gave away our maize. And then, as we gave it away, we were also not sure when we'll be paid because we are told to go and take your maize to the cereals board. You don't know when you are paid. Just bring it there. Putting it there in itself is an effort. It is crazy. Bring it. It is not clean. It is not dry. Change the bag. We don't want a 90-kilo bag. Take a 50-kilo bag. Change it in. It's crazy. They just make the farmer look like an idiot. And I cannot tell you for sure that a lot of maize farmers are not going to grow maize next year. And I'm one of them. Because this is too much. When we look at when they tell us now to put in our maize at 3,600, where's the maize? The maize is in the hand not of farmers, but of middlemen. Now the middlemen really, when at the beginning of the harvest, they come and buy our maize for as little as 1,700 shillings a bag, 1,900 shillings a bag, which is well below, completely below the, if you like, the production cost. Now the maize politics in this country is a conundrum because there are those who wait. The other day I said, why is it that when the maize is being imported, that it is being imported by people who don't even bother, who don't even care how it is grown. They're the people who have made the money now on it. And they are called what? Millers. Where are these millers when the farmer is suffering? Where are these millers? There's no food in the country. Yesterday I spent the whole day trying to get this 90 kilo, the 2 kilo, not 90 kilo, but the 2 kilo bag of flour. And I was told to come to the TV. I'm here now trying to buy. I was told go and buy it in the, we don't have any of it in stock. Not just in Nairobi, but out there in the rural areas, it has not even arrived, and I'm from there now, it has not even arrived. You understand? So I don't know what's going on. Somebody's saying there's plenty of food. There's no food. People are hungry. People are suffering. And I don't know why I grow maize when it is not properly distributed. I don't know why I grow it when it is not even properly stored. Because a lot of times the maize that is sitting in the cereal stores is contaminated.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's hear from Miguna Miguna very briefly on this.
I think what Stano has drawn amounts to nothing.
Amounts to nothing? Amounts
absolutely to nothing. Wanjiku is not standing on maize. Wanjiku has no maize. So to make it look like President Uhuru Kenyatta and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga are pulling against each other while Wanjiku is standing on maize is nonsensical. I think that's a useless cartoon.
All right,
I would agree more. Wanjiku has no maize at all.
All right. Alice Wahome, you think it's a useless cartoon today?
I think the government has a responsibility to feed Kenyans. And that's why importation of maize is going on. And I think the price was set very early in the year at 3,200. And that's the government price, the minimum. And most farmers were able to actually give their maize at that kind of amount. Of course, it may not be sufficient, considering what farmers go through in terms of what they put in to grow the maize. But I think that we still don't have enough maize, and therefore the bureaucracy, the crooks that are in the middle there should actually be eliminated, and it is the work of the government to ensure that Wanjiku is not subjected to that kind of tag, you know, because she's being put from this side and this side, but her interest is actually to feed her family. So I think the government should take up the role, forget about opposition politics, and feed Kenyans.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Honorable Kimani Wamatangi.
Maybe I would look at the cartoon, and if I were to get into the mind of the satirist, probably, you know, there was the rumored scheme that was there, that was intended to start what was being called the Unga Revolution. You remember there was the rumored scheme that it was indeed a plan, it was a scheme that was intended to bring about a major upheaval. And if that is the mind of the cartoonist when he drew that, then he could be right, because the scheme was thwarted and it was defeated, you know, by the interventions that were made.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, lastly.
No, but how about
Joshua Kiptoo, I'm sorry.
You know, lawyers don't usually comment on cartoons. They comment on real things.
I think we had exhaustively talked about the maize issue on the sense that, one, we have a policy failure. And at the moment, the cartoonist is trying to showcase that it is a campaign agenda. But I would clearly agree with Miguna on the basis that the only thing that it doesn't capture the problem is not that the two leaders are fighting over the maize issue, but rather the problem is that the country is food insufficient, food insecure, and the farmer plus Wanjiku are getting the raw deal in the whole thing.
Thank you. All right. Lastly, let's see what we have in the standard. Let's begin with you, Honorable Ambassador Orie Rogo. Looking at this particular, these are the aspirants that we have. We can see the horses. Right, it is Kidero there and Sonko, and we have also PK, that is Peter Kenneth, and also we have Miguna Miguna there, right? And it says it's a two-horse race. All right.
A goat.
Or maybe we should begin with Miguna first. You are a goat here. You're not even a horse.
I don't
or even a donkey.
No, but you see, the problem with this is what I said and I've been saying. The problem with the compromised media in Kenya is that they caricature and glorify mediocrity. So here you have leaders who are on the front page of your paper.
Yes.
for integrity issues. And leaders with absolutely no vision, no policies and programs and no manifestos are put as horses. So essentially what you have, let me try to interpret for you what the cartoonist is trying to say. A horse is someone with a lot of money. One got it through drug trafficking, one got it through looting. So they are horses. So Miguna happens to be not a horse because he has not looted and he does not do drugs. He's not a criminal. Therefore, he's a donkey. Well,
you're a goat, actually.
No. I don't know what it is.
It's a goat.
But whatever it is, the fact is, remember the story of David and Goliath.
Yes.
If you were to present it as a cartoon, Goliath would be a huge, big person who is muscular and is going to crush David. And you know in the Bible what happened. David defeated Goliath. And in the US, Trump was not even being drawn as a goat. He was being drawn as a snail. He was not even being considered by the media as anything. They gave him 0.1% chance. And he won. He's the president of the United States.
Thank you.
So I'm glad that the cartoonist is in the mindset of the cartel media.
So will you also trash it as you've trashed?
No, I did not trash it. I'm critiquing.
I'm asking, you're critiquing.
No, as a member of the media, I don't think that is appropriate language. You have brought those cartoons forward to be critiqued, and I've given you a critique.
Okay, let's hear from Ambassador Orie Rogo, very briefly on this.
I mean, from what I can see here, it's a pity that that they predetermine. The media does predetermine who's who. And as Miguna says, you never know. You never can tell. But somebody has decided who they think the lead candidates are. And I suppose, as he says, it goes with their pocket probably. Because I don't know what else it goes with. And I don't see how. I don't see how. I just don't see how Nairobi will survive in this confusion. Because if you have Kidero there, and you have Sonko there, then you have PK. What I know, and I want Kenyans to know, is that there is a determination somewhere to make sure that the next governor in Nairobi comes from a certain community. That's for sure. And I don't want to scare Sonko, but I can tell Sonko here that if he gets it, he won't last long. He won't last long before he's impeached or something is brought out. I think there's a file that is waiting to be pulled out so that his deputy, then if he makes it, his deputy becomes the governor. There's a predetermination that Nairobi must be led, that Nairobi governorship must be in a certain region. And you will see, it won't be long, you'll see what will happen if he gets it, if they get it. Because one way or the other, if Sonko gets it, he's got a deputy who's been put there specifically to step in when he's pushed out. And if they don't make it, then they have there is PK ready there in the background. It is a game that we are used to, and don't let anybody think that we are being fooled.
So you think there is a file that is stashed away waiting for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Files.
All right. Sonko has files. Let's hear from Alice briefly. We're talking about leadership and integrity. Of course, this is in tandem with
what. But clearly, we are going to the ballot, and people who want to take the leadership of the various positions must be ready to mobilize voters, must be ready to actually be criticized and critiqued, and therefore I think that the cartoonist is doing their best. I mean, they are bringing the different candidates to the public to see, and the perception of the public also determines a lot about how and what the media also writes. And Nairobi is not a very easy governorship seat. Even to get it, really, one has to mobilize a huge number of votes. And I don't know how Miguna, even though he's throwing also names, and I think it's not fair, throwing names to his colleagues.
What do you mean names?
He has
I'm speaking the truth.
He has to actually tell us where and what he also stands for in terms of Nairobi, and how he would mobilize voters 2 months to the election so that he can win. He may be speaking good things and possibly he could offer something good, but that is different from mobilizing the vote.
So is that mobilizing
in his favor? But as you say, there is time for 3 months. There is less than 3 months, 2 months to elections.
Thank you.
Then it is obvious the people who are leading in terms of how the public and the media are seeing it.
All right, let's
and I
wrap
think
on it.
Sonko, PK, I think Kidero is the one who is holding it, but he has to. I think he will.
All right.
It will not be.
So if we look at
but
this
I think it is wrong to say a certain community. I don't know what
I
says.
I have no apologies to make. It is a strategy. I'm a politician too. I may be a farmer now, and I may be farming full time, but I'm a politician, and I can see the plot. It is obvious that Sonko is just a better watch out.
You can never assume Sonko. Sonko is actually a very renowned,
in
his own right.
Yes.
He has won against all odds.
I'm just saying he's been given. Okay. He's been given a deputy. Given he was. Because all the deputies that he was given, he didn't have a choice. There wasn't a mix of communities. It was just one community that was given to him. The list was just from one community. How? Tell me that, Alice. How did that happen? That the list was just from one community.
He selected.
Eh?
It is his choice.
It was his choice to
Yeah,
just choose
you
from
cannot
one
go to determine.
of all the
You
communities.
cannot.
Of all the communities in Nairobi, could only choose from one
had
community.
to be a community,
Please
a person.
please.
So you are seeing the deputy.
Please, we didn't wake up
Hold on.
yesterday. We are Kenyans.
I don't think it is right and fair to actually see Igathe in terms of his community. And in any case, what is the apology? What is wrong with the Igathe and his community if they have the vote?
Nothing wrong with Igathe and his community.
I
just said the list that was given.
The bottom line is the winner will have to put the votes in their basket.
One person at a time. The list that was given to whom?
The list that was given to Sonko to choose from was all from one community only. How come? And there are other communities in Nairobi.
All right, thank you. Let's hear from Kimani Wamatangi, then we'll come to Joshua Kiptoo.
Well, okay. Which part of the debate do you want me to come in? The hula balloon or the cartoon?
We are on the cartoon. We're looking at the cartoon. Does every person who has actually been capped on this cartoon, do you think when they are actually passed through the rigors of a leadership and integrity test, they'll pass master?
Okay, I think let me then deal with the cartoon because it's what you have on the nini. Well, I think Miguna has had his say on that. It's also interesting to see that the cartoonist also sees all the guys in the race as though they have eyes in the back, or what are those faces doing on the back?
Only 2 people have eyes on the back. Meaning they're cartel. Only 2 cartels.
And I don't know what that is. You know, you have blocked the. Okay. You have blocked the baby. The baby goat. But Miguna said he doesn't know what animal that one is. But you know, I mean, it gives a sense of our idea and you know, into what the cartoonist is thinking. But I think, in my view, well, the race is definitely going to be a big one. Miguna now, what you can only do, as you can see the way you are drawn in the size, is to run very fast and run, you know.
Of course.
All right. But what we failed to capture also is the donkey that is PK, and you know, we can see also the legs there, they've been severed.
Maybe that
there's a leg that's severed.
Now
that is Peter Kenneth.
But I am fully legged, eh?
You're fully legged, but...
Now, the message I think, Debarl, that the cartoonist is trying to show, one, he says the 2 frontrunners are Kidero and Sonko, but it is a message, it's like a coded message saying that if those are the 2 frontrunners, then Nairobi is doomed, that the 2 of them do not offer anything good or palatable to the voters. But the fact is, if we were to go as per the two big coalitions and the voting patterns, then they seem to stand the best chance. But the problem, it is not the best value for money. When you go for PK, the only reason why you would have the PK being a donkey with 2 legs is that the key vote PK would have got was the one Sonko got. So Sonko has gone with the vote block. I would understand why they would pick Polycarp Igathe, because that is the vote block that maybe PK would have relied upon, and that's gone with Sonko. Now, the reason I think why Miguna would be put there as a goat is that he says all the right things, he has the right vision, but the question that remains would be, can he turn that into numbers? We are now getting into number game. If Miguna can turn the game, fine. It's a good, but now that we have 2-3 months to go, it will be a simple thing. Just like he says Trump shocked us, it will be a case of him shocking us. Right. That is what, like, if he has to pull it off, it will be, in fact, it will be one of the biggest story to tell.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.